is wonderful to welcome Desh Subba. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Uh,
Yeah.
he is a philosopher and an author of a book titled Fearmorphosis. Man is a fear Sisyphus being watched by Panopticon. Desh, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for inviting me, Mr. Chung. Chung is better name, huh?
Yeah, Chung is my first name.
Okay.
Right. So, yeah, first of all, how did you hear about me and my program?
Uh, I did not watch your program. I tried to find it, but when I was searching you in the LinkedIn, so I think you are interested in some philosophical studies. That's why I sent you the friend, and you just replied me.
I see. Okay. Yeah. I think I can send you the link to my show, maybe after we do this. But
Mhm.
essentially what I do is that I invite interesting people to come on and to discuss matters that I find interesting. So philosophy is one of them. So that's why you're here.
Mhm.
Um, Tell me a bit about your background in philosophy.
Uh, Before I was not engaged in philosophy, and rather I was not in the literature as well. But when I was in the school time, I used to write some articles, some stories, and some essays. Uh, when I came to the Hong Kong in 1996, then we make a group of friends here. And in 1999, I coined the first word about this fearism. And fearism word was firstly coined. Then I started to study philosophies. Uh, Almost 15 years it took a shape of book of philosophy of fearism. I think I want to show you this one. This one is the first book. I think you can see here.
Mhm.
Yeah, this one is the philosophy of theism, and this is a master book of uh, theism school of thought. It means almost 40 books have been published all over the world, and many scholars are following me, and we have written jointly. Some books written from joined with the Canadian philosopher Robert Michael Fisher, and some books written with some Nigerian philosophers and Indians, Nepalese writers who have written, and they have written also soul writing. So some of the book I engage with them. In some of the book they have written themselves. And this book was published in 2014, and 2021 I have published another book that is called Trans Philosophism. And after 2021, then 23, I have published Fearmorphosis. All of these books are based on theorism, and mostly we have been philosophizing fear as a philosophy. uh, Fortunately, we are the first philosophers who are philosophizing here in this the stream. Thank you.
I see. Um, so you were born in Nepal. So
Yes, right.
yeah, tell me about growing up there.
There is a small town, eastern part of Nepal, and I grew up and I studied up to the secondary school. Then I went to the capital city, Kathmandu, and I studied there bachelor's, and also I studied the master in commerce. Then later on, I moved to the Hong Kong.
So why did you move to Hong Kong?
Because after the 1997, or before that time, when the British was here, and he has passed one bill, who are born in Hong Kong, they are going to get a permanent residence here. So most of the people, I mean the Nepalese people, were in the British soldier as a Gorkha soldier. And when the British left to the Hong Kong, and the British has given some rights who were born in Hong Kong. So who were born in Hong Kong, the childs of the soldiers, they got the residence here. So when the people are started to coming, we also come because some of our parents, we are the wife and husbands, and who were born and they get just they get the dependent and permanent like this.
I see. So how has life in Hong Kong been like for you since?
I think in in one side, if we say that it is okay, but if another side, we can say that hard. Hard is it means we have to continuously work like 10 hours, 12 hours, sometimes a whole month, sometimes more than a month continuously because no holidays. It depends on our the situation. And in back in our country, the country Nepal is not developed like Hong Kong, though they are people are very free. They can walk everywhere, they can do everything. There is no must be work like this. So here is when we come to the Hong Kong, we must need to work. Without working, we can do nothing.
So what do you work as in your day job?
I just work in the management company. Exactly, that work is not what it's called. Uh, I mean, my work and my writing is the difference. My work is the
Hmm?
management company, and my writing is, and when thinking is the philosophical. So I'm not from the academic background. I'm not working like a universities. I'm not giving any lectures and teaching to any universities. So this philosophical study is my self-interest study. So mostly my writings, my thinkings are coming from the organic way because I'm not influenced by the trends which is developed in the university.
I see. Okay. Well, so has your writing in philosophy been recognized academically?
I am not sure about it because the what is the meaning of academic recognition? First of all, this is the question. If economic, like some of the academic professors, writers, if they like a citing, if they just publish some journals, articles, in this context, maybe I can say it is recognized because many professors, many the universities, they are referencing or citing my work. So, in this point of view, if we say that is recognized, but directly, I'm not sure. Directly, they have taken it in the university course or not. Still, I'm not sure.
So you have been cited by academics and such, right?
Yes, right. Yeah. Many universities, there's even the USA, even the London, even so many universities they have.
That's it. Well, I wonder if you hope to be like invited to like a symposium or a conference where you get to discuss your ideas in person.
Mostly, I went to different universities to give the discussion or to give the lectures. Like I was in the Moscow University, I was in Paris University, many universities in India, even in the Hong Kong University is the I think that this year is number 9 university in the world top ranking. I have also starting my lecture from the Hong Kong University.
I see. Yeah. Um, so what is the I guess the quality of the universities there in Hong Kong? Again, you mentioned that HK University is ranked ninth in the world.
Yeah, in the top 50 universities, among the top 50 universities, I think in Hong Kong has 3 or 4 universities, like Chinese University, Hong Kong University, and Science and Technology University. They are under the coming under the 50 universities.
Um, have you had a chance to go back to Nepal, your home country, since relocating to Hong Kong?
Yeah, many times, frequently, because every 1 year, or 2 years, sometimes 5 years, I visit my country because there is also my home and my families. That's why.
That's it. Yeah, I visited neither Nepal nor Hong Kong, so I'm quite curious. And you're the first Nepalese person I've met doing this show and also in my entire life. So it's good to It's good to talk to you about these matters. So what is to visit if you happen to be in Nepal?
Just sometimes in the personal the work, sometimes just to visit the relatives, sometimes need to make some documents because it's still my citizen is a Nepalese citizen. My residence, permanent resident in Hong Kong, but my citizen still I did not change my citizen. So sometimes I need to go to just for documents purpose, sometimes the visit, sometimes the literary program as well. Mostly I used to visit literary program and some like a philosophical conference I used to go.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. What I was wondering is, what are some of the places that you can visit like when you're in Nepal? I mean, I think
Oh,
yeah.
when I go to Nepal, mostly the Kathmandu city, the capital, and my home are only that because there's some other places like a tourist spot. Also, sometimes go to visit, like Pokhara and the Lumbini. There are so many tourist spots, but I mostly just like a personal, the work and just sit in the Kathmandu is okay.
Okay. I understand that the Everest is located within the country, right? And also in Tibet.
Yes, right. The Everest, the Mount Everest in that region, around maybe three or four highest peaks of the world are located in the same places, and the peak of the that Everest is in located in Nepal, and some other part, the bottom of some part is located in the Tibet.
Mhm. I'm also curious, what languages do you speak? Obviously, aside from English.
I used to speak the Nepalese language and Indian language, Hindi language, and some my native Limbu language. I'm from the Limbu community, so I used to speak like three, four languages. But I mostly speak the Nepalese, we, and the English language. English is I started to learn only. I'm not frequently, and I'm not native English. That's why I just learned when I started to speak in the universities lecture. So I need to practice and I need to just speak.
I see. Yeah. How long did it take you to master the English language?
Ah, you mean the
Yeah, English.
master?
How long did it
Yeah,
take you
yeah.
to learn English?
No, exactly. Exactly. It's very. When my book was published in 2014, and I requested HKU Hong Kong University to give me a time to give one lecture. And first time they rejected my the request, and the second time they have given me the time. That is, I think, 2015 March 26. So they have already given me time. Up to that time, I was not. I suppose like I cannot speak English. So I practice a lot. I just record in my mobiles. I try to just like every day I speak myself. And the first time when you see in the YouTube, they have already put in the YouTube, but that time my speak language was not very clear, and I don't know they can understand me or not. But I speak 1.5 hour that day, so that is my first the lecture. And after that, when I go to some other the university, some places, still I used to do the practice, so some kind of rehearsal. So I'm not. I cannot say that I'm just like the good English speaker or my English is very frequently they can understand. But what I want to say, maybe I can express. I can say that words. That's enough.
I wonder, since you're living in Hong Kong, do you have to know a bit of Chinese in order to, go about your day-to-day activities?
Do you mean the Chinese language? You mean?
Yes.
Yeah, little bit. Little bit only I used to speak the Cantonese, not the Mandarin. And suppose I have been living in Hong Kong like 28 years now. Let's suppose I have to be very good speak in the Cantonese and must need to be communicate with the Hong Kong, the Chinese people. But cannot, unfortunately, because when we are going to work, we only speak the English or our Nepalese language because some of our colleagues, staffs are the Nepalese, and some of are the like they can already understand the English, so there is not requirement or I must need to speak like a Cantonese. So that is the problem. So I cannot uh, communicate very little bit. Sometimes the market, like the buy something, I can, but I cannot directly the communicate a conversation with them.
Okay. Okay. So you mentioned moving to Hong Kong in 1996. So
Mhm,
1997 would be the year of the handover. So I'm guessing you got a first row
mhm,
seat at witnessing that happening.
mhm. I don't know. Politically and economically, there is no change, and culturally also there is the same.
Hmm.
Because we when we come to the first time in Hong Kong in the 1996, we thought that there will be a lot of change in the politics because Hanover and the British government has given the Hong Kong government, a Chinese government, the power, sovereignty. So we thought that a lot of change will become, but that is the skill or that is called the good governments of the Hong Kong. They did not change anything, and they continuously run it smoothly. It's okay. Don't know the problem. And I think the economically, culturally, or the politically, there is no change. Little bit maybe. Only the government before the in Hong Kong coming the governor from the United UK, but now like they changed the name executive director. It is elected here by the legislative council of the Hong Kong. So that is only change. But the when the British send over to the China, they have also the one treaty, the 50 years Hong Kong has to be remain the same. That is that they have the until 50 years now already. 97 now is around 27 years now. So it is continued the running after maybe 50 years. Maybe Chinese government may be changed or not. But now it slightly can be seen in the education. They just try to over impose some kind of the Chinese system, maybe little bit, very slightly, but cannot be seen that is very clearly.
Yes. I do read that. I think since the 2020s, mainland China's influence on Hong Kong has been quite pronounced, and as a result, certain freedoms are being curtailed. And I believe the journalist was it Jimmy Lai of Apple Daily? He's still held in Chinese custody. So I wonder to what extent are you personally affected by it?
I think this is their concern because Chinese government and Jimmy Lai are some of the what is called democratic fighters. It is this is the one kind of subjective opinion. Something that the Chinese system is good. Somebody think that Chinese system is not good, and that is their opinion. Even the you are maybe you are in Hungary, is it?
Yes, yes, I am.
Yeah. Or like suppose we are thinking about the layman. If you see like American politics, like British politics, Chinese politics, somebody support to the American, somebody support to the Russian. That is the personal opinion. So we cannot say that is their right or wrong. Is it? We can spoke our personal opinion, but that opinion is not for the common all. Everybody must need to follow not like this. So the context like a Jimmy Lai and some other like I think Joseph was one student from the one university. He was leading that movement one 2019 to 21 maybe that's around 2 years. There is a big movement so that movement, what the people were engaged in that movement, that is their opinion. Somebody maybe think that China is like imposing a lot of things, so we are going to be restrict. Is it? That is opinion. Or I met in the Hong Kong when that the movement was running, there was a conflict or the divided into two groups. One almost 40 and 60 was that time. 40% people were supporting the Chinese system and 60% were supporting the UK or American system, democratic system. So maybe everything is depend. If you we can think like a philosophically, everything is depends on their survival. Is it like a survival means suppose like tomorrow China is going to be very highly developed. Is it or not? Suppose China is very highly developed and UK and America is coming declining down. So it is automatically change the opinion of the people. Suppose like before 1997 around the 1990s area, that time the Hong Kong people strongly hate to the Chinese people, is it? Because Chinese are like this, like this, like this. Now they like the Chinese people. They say we are power. That is change because China is doing the development. Continuously when developed, the mind of the people is automatically changed. Like today, suppose like some poor country, who is the poor country like India, South Asian countries, most of the Western people they had to them because they are under the developing process. When they highly develop, they can say, "Ah, that is the good. This is the thing like this."
So, what are some of the perceived advantage of, the Chinese system according to you?
I'm not clearly say that the what is the Chinese system is the good for us because Hong Kong system and our system is a very different. They are following their system. We are following our system. Suppose you are following your system. I am following my system. Is it? So if I try to impose something to you which is not in your interest, so that is automatically you try to be feel like unhappy. Is it or not? So interest of the people, interest of the country, interest of the city, and political system is different. So when somebody has interest in one part, if another person say, you do like this, do you do this, then automatically that person or that country or that place is unpleasant. This is only situation.
Well, I think it's good time as any to delve into the book that I have with me today, Fearmorphosis. It's a very unique title, and the subtitle is even more unique. Yeah, man as a fierce Sisyphus, trapped inside panopticon. So tell me about the story behind the title.
What about have you read that PDF I sent to you? Have you?
Yes, I've read some of it, but embarrassingly enough, I haven't read all of it yet.
Okay. Mm, this is the book, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is book. But only you have only the PDF.
Yes, I have the
Okay,
PDF copy of that book. Yeah.
PDF copy. Okay, I just show you here. This picture is exactly is the old picture, like a Sisyphus written by the Albert Camus. I don't know. But when the Camus and somebody of they are writing in the Western way are thinking about this one, they only think the man, Sisyphus.
Mhm.
Okay, just notice here. Sisyphus pushing it up to the peak and it's the rock or the boulder is coming down, up and coming down, coming down. This is a myth written by the Sisyphus and before it was written by the Oedipus, I think, no, some other book, that's Homer. Homer has written the first one, that one is. Okay, but you see, you have a look at this picture very deeply. Nobody attention in this one. The big boulder, is it or not?
Yeah,
Though
I said
they
that.
when they yeah when the Albert Camus and some other the Western thinkers or the critics read and write about it, they never think this one, the big one. My point is the boulder one
Mhm.
because yeah, look at when somebody is pushing up here, there is a high chances to be coming down. But as the Albert Camus said that when coming down, that is a happy moment. In the myth of Sisyphus, Albert Camus has written, when this boulder is coming down, because this Sisyphus doesn't need to push it again up now, because it's automatically coming down. That is a happy moment, he has written. When I was reading the myth of Sisyphus, and I thought that, what about this boulder? Because this boulder, in my sense, it's represent about the fear because we are the fearist or fear thinkers. So I just thinking this one, the bolder one, and exactly the Albert Camus want to tell is that Monday to Friday people used to go to work, and Saturday and Sunday people has a holiday. His indication was in Saturday and Sunday. This boulder is coming down means automatically coming down means Saturday and Sunday no need to push any boulder, and people has to be enjoy holidays. That is the his mean. But again, I said that if the Saturday and Sunday is coming always, it means always no need to go to work. That moment must be the very happy moment. But it is not like that. Is it or not? You practically, if you think, Suppose Camus says Saturday is Sunday, no need to go to work. That is the happy moment. When whole year celebrate the Saturday, Sunday. So people can celebrate the happy moment or not? No. People always fear, always have an anxiety and tension about how to handle the household, how to manage the house. Is it? So my point was just going to coming down is not a happy moment. It is more fearful. And another thing is here is the pure morphosis is very important. Pure morphosis and the similar word is metamorphosis. Most of the people only listen about the metamorphosis. What is the exact meaning of metamorphosis? It's a transformation, is it? Are you agree? Yeah,
Mhm.
it is. English, the meaning is the transformation or a change. Question is coming again. Suppose like a life cycle of any living thing, living organic or ourself. When we born, we have some kind of system in our body, like a immune system, muscle system. Is it? When you grow up means that is called metamorphosis. But when we are growing up, if our immune system is not developed or our muscles is not developed according to time and space, then what happens? They, like a Francois Kafka or the Friedrich Nietzsche and other thinkers, even the Darwin, not thinking about that one. If we not metamorphosis according to time and space, that animal, okay, then I thought that metamorphosis is not the appropriate word for the situation. So what is the appropriate word for that situation? Like a butterfly, like a frog, like a snake, when they are changing their life cycle, and if question coming, if they don't change, then what happens? They can die. Is it or not? It is also automatically die. So this metamorphosis cannot carry the meaning of the situation. So I just give the another word. I coined another word. So fearmorphosis, because the changing process of the any living or non-living thing, that is the cause of fear of die or fear of extinction. So they must need to be used another word that is called meta fearmorphosis. This is a new word. It can be fine, but the metamorphosis is from very old time. It is from the Greek, coming to the Nietzsche, coming to the like Francois Kafka, because it is history is very long. Man is pure Sisyphus. Means we have already read about the Sisyphus, but we always fear of something. Always we just sometimes pushing up our fear, sometimes it is coming down our fear. And what we are structured, that is of the fear. So I said in the first book, life is conducted, directed, and controlled by the fear. And I just try to see it from the another angle. If this quotation is not, we don't have to use. Okay? Then what happened? Suppose people say that like fear is like very nominal sense. If you say that like that, from very ancient time, philosophers use the fear word, either it in the negative or the harmful sense. But when I started to work on it, this is the first motivation or first the what we have to do any activities. The panopticon one is uh, used from very long time in the meets and in daily lives when we just like say that our baby or children or brother don't go outside at the night time because outside is ghost. You know that ghost, when outside is ghost, outside is demon, or outside is dog or snakes. These are all works as a panopticon, and that panopticon is scientifically first used by Jeremy Bentham, and later on it was used by Michel Foucault. And what the stages they have used? Michel Foucault, Bentham, and my stages was different. I use this panopticon, the sense of all kind of watching eyes. Either it is government or the detective agencies or CCTV camera or the newspapers. Anything is when somebody is watching. But the God and the devil also coming in this point. Because when we are walking somewhere, we think, we used to say that, oh, God is watching you. That is also panopticon. Oh, when you are going to doing some kind of crime or something, and the devil is also coming. A devil is also one kind of panopticon. So this is man is a Sisyphus, and being who was by panopticon means we either it is physically watching or not, but we mentally is we always think that oh somebody watching, even though sometimes law, sometimes like a culture, sometimes the ethical systems is watching. So don't do this one, don't do this one, do just these are all comes on the panopticon. Thank you very much. Anything call about this one?
I see. Okay. I'm assuming that you grew up in a Hindu religious culture. So, to what extent does that cultural philosophical tradition inform us about fear? What do they think of it?
You mean the in the Eastern the thinkers?
Yes.
As I said you before, the Eastern all the mythical books or the spiritual books or the texts they have written. There the God or the divine has spoken these words. But it's the same way like the Westerns, they use the fear as either negative or the harmful. Fear is like Indians. Fear is always this kind of fear is always you what is called stop your the progress like that. They also use it. The Eastern is the same because either Eastern or the Western. Before our appear in this philosophical mainstream, the fear was the only negative and ignore. So we are just bringing in the mainstream now. Slowly it is coming. And I mostly the explain in the many ways because fear and the fearism can be applied in all part of studies like ecology, climate change, or economics, healthcare. Because our some of our teams or the authors are working different faculties. Like I show you one book. This is not very clearly the picture is. This ecofearism. Ecofearism, ecological, lot of crises are appear nowadays. That is, can it be seen by the philosophical way? Because global warming, we say, the flooding, we can say like the snow. But who is looking in the philosophical way? No, no one is looking. Only climate change, they used to say, or they used to say the global warming. Even the United States, UN also just organize so many the discussion programs, but still they cannot find the way because no one is philosophically written about it. So we are the first, and we have two branches here. Me, myself, and the Nigerian author and the Nepalese author. We have three authors here in this book. We used ecofearism, but Robert Michael Fisher from Canada he used eco-philosophy. It has already two branches. So tomorrow maybe this ecological crisis must be seen from the theorism point of view.
Yeah. How would you summarize the text that you've shown us, the one with the ecophirism title?
Ecofearism is what the ecological process, ecological the changes or the crises are appearing in this world, we must need to see by philosophically point of view, or it must be addressed by the philosophically, and some of the team must be the setup to see the like a climate change in global warming because rapidly it is changing nowadays. Where there is rain yesterday, there is no rain now. Where is there a desert yesterday, there is no desert now. This is changing very fast, and it doesn't take a long time. Around I think the 50 years, since the 50 years, slowly people are starting to attention about the this global crisis. So maybe tomorrow, like a pollution, the so many kind of pollution is coming nowadays. This kind of all the crisis has to be seen from the Fairism point of view. It is our argument. So many countries are doing. Some of the countries are planting a lot of trees. Some of the countries are just controlling the gas systems, hydrogen gas, so many gases, and somebody cleaning the pollutions. But still, they are doing all these works as separately, and that is not written or the doing by the philosophical point of view. So our argument is must need to be set up. One of my friend, Dr. Bhavani Shankar Adhikari, has written that we have to be set up bigger than United Nations, because United Nations has a certain area, the war and the peace only. It is looking the war one, the crisis only. But the global warming is not only war. It is like all the countries of the world, including the nature, has to be seen now. That kind of organization must be set up. This is our argument.
Okay. Well, back to your book. So you combine the word fear with metamorphosis, and of course, you're referring to Kafka, the short novel by him. To what extent is the character of Sisyphus in Camus's text similar to Gregor, the protagonist of Kafka's novel Metamorphosis?
Mostly we can just go through the metamorphosis of Francois Kafka is better. There is, I just want to be extend this one or make a clarify. There are four characters, I think, in his book, Metamorphosis.
Yeah.
Gregor Samsa was the one. Is it? Main character is Gregor Samsa. He has been working 15 years in one sales company, and 5 years he did not take a holidays. At that time, all the family members, his sister Greta, or his mother, or his father, they love him very much because he is the only one who earning for the family. Suddenly, that the Gregor became the vermin. When he was sleeping, he was a man, but tomorrow morning he converted metamorphosis to the one insect, the vermin. And the vermin was, or the insect was, trying his best to still serve his family, but he could not. Slowly, 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 and the family members, his sister, his mother, who was very loved, very much loved to him before when he was earning. After his earning was stopped, slowly they metamorphosis themselves. Exactly, metamorphosis is not indication of the Gregor Samsa's the body shape. The it is indication is the metamorphosis of economic condition. Suppose you and me, okay, we are if we earning some money, our friends, our family members, everybody like us. Ah, this my son is very good. My son is good. My friend is very good because my friend is doing help to me like this. But tomorrow, we suddenly became the sick. Suddenly we become the paralysis. Suddenly we have a chronic disease, or we just go to the coma, or sometimes like this. Everybody started to metamorphosis. Yesterday, who loved very much to us, they started to hate to us because, oh, this man is now coming to ask some money to me. Because no work, no job, because cannot physically already unfit, then how can I earn the money? So metamorphosis is mostly based on the economic condition. Maybe the 5% is not concerned with the economic, but 95%, it is my claim, is based on the economic condition. If you are good earning, then everybody like you. But if you, when we just not became earning source, then they all slowly, slowly changes. But still, if we have some property, like still we have some stock market, some kind of saving in your account, still family member like to us because we have some kind of saving, and they think, oh, if we still care this man, even the sick, even the paralysis, because he has some money slowly coming to us. But if no money, no income, then slowly they can abandon to us. This is called metamorphosis. So later on, I think about it. The exactly is again coming the fear. The family members started to fear because if the earning man is sick, then what happened to the family? Who take care of the family? Who manage the family's expenses? So slowly they have some kind of fear, and they must need to be again transformed to another position. So in the that metamorphosis of the Prince of Kafka, what happened? At last, all the family member wish his die, because this man is or this the insect vermin is burden of family. He must need to die. So even a very lovely person is wish to die after no income, family burden. But still that like a Burman is changed into the very expensive gold. Then again the Burman also they started to love, isn't it not? This is exactly the thing. So I just converted, I just try to be metamorphosis the concept of their concepts. The Kafka's concept is I metamorphosis again. And one thing I would like to say that Kafkaesque is very popular word. In all his writing is Kafkaesque, is it? So what is the Kafkaesque exactly? Kafka is, in my understanding, even his life, the Francois Kafka was punished by his father when he was 9 years old without doing any mistake. He is no any crime, any mistake, but his father already give him the punishment. A whole night he was sitting outside the house in the very cold winter in the Bulgaria. So that is the point. He enlightened why I got the punishment because I have no mistake. And later on in whole his writing, he used that formula. Even the uh, K context, even the another books, he all the books he has that getting the punishment, but the who got the punishment, he doesn't know what is his crime. K also got the punishment, death penalty, maybe. But until his death penalty, he doesn't know what is his crime. And another also the one is the novella. He has written that one. Means Kafka is in the context is even the Francois Kafka himself when he was working in Colorock, like a Colorock in the company, insurance company, he was tortured by his boss. He was always tortured. That is the condition of the employee. Employee is always tortured, punished, scolded by the boss, and he has the family problem again. And the both sides he becomes sandwich. In the contents of Sisyphus also, no one is looking this point of view. Sisyphus was again the sandwich between the two power. Like now we can see that Taiwan or some kind of Nepal, our country, always become the sandwich between the two big powers, isn't it not? Like today, if you see the war between the like Ukraine, even the like Hamas in the Israel war, always they become the sandwich or become the scapegoats among the powers. And similarly, Sisyphus was also punished by two powers. First power is the Oedipus, the god of the ocean, and second was the hell or the death. Both of them punished to him. And that is also the one kind of Kafkaesque. And in my point of view is, if that the person is powerful, suppose like a Sisyphus is powerful than the god, then can they punish to him or not? No. If like a Taiwan is very strong than the China and United States, can they make the sandwich to him? Not. Even the Nepal is a small country now. If it is powerful than China and India, can they just play the game to the there? No. So always this kind of kaspa it is applied to the those or that who is weak in the power. Even in the company when where you are working maybe or I am working in the company, if we are powerful than the boss, then boss cannot do anything. Is it or not? So Kafka is always comes from the fear. If I don't listen to my boss, boss can terminate to me. If I don't listen to the United States, United States cannot support to me, or China not support to me, or India not support to me. They always some kind of fear they have inside, so that the position is Kafkaesque, in my point of view.
Mhm. Okay. Well, I suppose in some ways you can see both Kafka's Metamorphosis and Camus' Sisyphus as kind of like models of critiques of a kind of hyper work culture that in some ways trap you into your your work or your occupation or your job, maybe. And I think that brings us neatly to the chapter where you treat Marxist capital. And, in some ways, sees as there is a leisurely class whose main job is to exploit the people who are working. So, to what extent to what extent do your thesis of Führerism align with or deviates from Marxist theory?
I think the very strongly one of the contradict with the Marxism is me. In my second book, I have written a lot about the Marxism, the trans philosophism is. I just very easily I just wanted to tell you, and I think you also agree with me. If you read the Communist Manifesto, is it Communist Manifesto is there the master or the foundation of all Marxism, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
Is,
so.
is it Communist Manifesto? If you read, have you read or not? Not yet.
Um, I've read bits and pieces of it.
Okay, I just remind you one thing. One sentence only enough. In the philosophy or any writings, one sentence or one word is very enough. That is called all what we have written in the 100 page or 10,000 page. It doesn't matter. But the only one sentence can make the victims sometimes. Is it or not? Okay. You just through the Communist Manifesto or the Marxism. Communist Manifesto has written the first sentence. I'm just talking about the first sentence. In the Europe, uh, bourgeoisie, is it? Bourgeoisie, the capitalist, were not, he said, direct the pure word, he said, bourgeoisie or the capitalists saw the specter of the labors. Because of this spectre means the ghost, is it? Ghost. Spectrum is ghost. Ghost of the laborers, they started to unite and they make the organization. This is the first sentence of the Communist Manifesto. When I just try to filter this first sentence and I have make some kind of the explanation about it. The first sentences of the Communist Manifesto has clearly said that Marx and Engels were said this one, but in reverse, they were mostly fearful with the bourgeoisie or capitalists at that time. That is 1848. Is it? For 1848, when the industrial revolution and the many industries coming in the Europe. At that time, labor were highly exploited according to their point of view. And they have given some kind of tax to write a manifesto for the support of the laborers. In that sentence, if we analyze, if you you also analyze on that one, the bourgeoisie or the capitalists or the business people, treatments, they have power. Is it? They have power. They have a money. They have a police. They have a administration on their side. Is it? But who were there on side of the labor? Labor on the labor side there was no one. Only the laborers are trying to struggle for their wages. And Marx and Engels very clearly written that the bourgeoisie started to make the community or union or some kind of associations. No, exactly. If you just read the back side other pages of the Communist Manifesto, many places Marx and Engels said that trade union, trade committee, exactly the Marx and Engels or the laborers started to make organization unions because they had a fear of bourgeoisie. Bourgeoisie has already power, everything they have. So at the last sentence, last word of the Communist Manifesto is unite of the all labor of the world. Is it? You remember that one? Unite all the labor of the world is the last sentence of Communist Manifesto. So unite all labor of the world means this is also the world organization. Might be they did not register this one officially, but unofficially this is the organization, big organization. So they make this organization because fear of the bourgeoisie or capitalist. This is my beginning of the contradict with the Marxism, and later on I explained a lot. There are, I said that the committees, unions, associations, they met a lot because they had a fear of the domination or exploitation by the these bourgeoisie families. So this is the point I have started to contradict. My point is not either support to the capitalists nor support to the Marxism. My point is middle way, and I just put my theory on this side.
Okay. So, finally, I'd like to touch on the idea of the scapegoat. You've mentioned this before, but so who becomes a scapegoat, and is scapegoathood something to be, I guess, embraced or something to be escaped from?
This one, the scapegoat is firstly I enlightened from the Dutch capital because in the when I was reading the Dutch capital, and there Karl Marx has written in the UK when he visited the factories in 1951 to the 1966 when it was just making the background to writing the Dutch capital. He visited and he found many places the laborers were put in the one kind of the room and feed a lot and give the good clothes and later on tell them to work 18 hours. So that 18 hours just touched my mind, or clicked my mind. What does this mean? And I just compare that the labor and the domesticated animal or the offer to the god. What are the differences? Then I just make the conclusion that put in the one the room, the laborers feeding a lot, giving the food and uh, force them to do the 18 hours. We domesticate an animal, just we feed the food, give the food, put in the cage, and later on we either cut in the sale in the market or just offer to God. And later on, I was exploring about this one, I just went to the Bible again. And the Bible there is written very clearly that what is the cause of the sacrifice of Jesus Christ. And I just compared, I studied that one. Jesus Christ has sacrifice for the humankind. It is written in the Bible. Is it? You maybe you have some knowledge about it. And I again just go slowly and slowly, and I just see the political leaders. I just see the CEO of the company, and I see the we are just going to give the interview in some the job. What are the positions? All of we are one kind of scapegoat in the sense because we are offering our candidates or we are offering ourselves. But when we sacrifice animal to the god, that is made by other people. And some leaders who sacrifice for themselves is not made by other people, they are made by themselves. Suppose like a Nelson Mandela, is it? Nelson Mandela was 27 years in the prison in South Africa. He was not may put in the jail by other people exactly. The government is not the important because he has contributed himself for the sake of the people or the independence from the British government that time, or the white people. Some Indian leaders and some other leaders, like even we can say that like Aung San Suu Kyi, is it? Aung San Suu Kyi is a Burmese. Now she is
Myanmar,
in
yeah.
is it? She is in the prison. She is also some kind of scapegoat, but no one made her scapegoat. She made herself, and she is in house arrest in the Burma. What? The aim is goal is what? Goal is for the democracy of the Burma. And we offer one animal to the god. What is this? We offer one animal to the god. What is the aim? M is happy the family who is worshipping or who is offering happy, success, good health, is it or not? Like even the I just omit the name of the Elon Musk in that my book later on because all the CEO of the company and the offering animal to the god. What is the difference? Almost similar. If you see from that point of view, almost similar. The CEO of the company or Apple company or anything company, they decorate their product. Is it or not? They decorate, finance, and many beautiful. It make and very attractive. That one position. When we offer to the animal to the god, like a hen or a cock, like a pig, must be very healthy. If sick that pig, God not accept. It is our belief, isn't it? God not accept to those who is hot, who is sick, who is not healthy anymore. Similarly, the product is also the apple is damaged somewhere. Customer doesn't. Customer doesn't accept that damage the apple or any product. So they decorate similar to the offering animals. And when we are going to the give the interview, we just make a very tidy, tie suit, and we just come over here. We are offering ourselves. This is self-made, but the pig is not self-made. Pig is made by other people. Even the CEO of the company, when they launch their product, they become very smart. Is it or not? They just call the medias and they just like try to smart and they tell that, oh, my product is like this, like this. My product is the best product in the world. They said that. Is it? Because they have to convince their God. The CEO's God is who? God is customer. Their God is customer or the natural or sacrifice animals God is natural God. But the motive and objective and the goal is the similar. So Skype God word I derive from the that book and I look it from the many ways. Some kind of like a mistress of the country who is a sacrifice for country, who fight for the democracy, who fight for the freedom of speech. All of they are some kind of scapegoats, but some are made by other and some are made by themselves. That is the difference. It has a long. I'm just working on it now more deeply. That in that book only small chapter, but I'm philosophizing it in the whole. I just give you the one very good example in one abortion case of the United States. Is it abortion? The baby's abortion.
Yeah, yeah, abortion. Yeah, that's yeah, American
Okay.
debate.
Yeah, very. Even I'm writing very small chapter in that one. But abortion is a scapegoat. Innocent babies are killing without any crime. Is it or not?
Sure. Yeah.
Either it is legally or illegally. The United States always make a controversy about sometimes make illegal, sometimes illegal. We are not supporting as illegal or legal, but they are killing the innocent peoples. Similar to the killing to the animals when we are offering to God. Similar. So there are so many point of view. And when sometimes even not only that one. I just see every day in the when I'm walking in the street or somewhere, I see the babies. The parents are always scolding or beating sometimes. Maybe you also see. What is the mistake of the baby? But there is no mistake. Baby has mostly they don't make a mistake. But parents force their the desire will to the children. Even some of the like children maybe your sister or the brothers like this, they are doing good in education, but parent doesn't like. Is it or not? Parents say, "Oh, I want to be an engineer." Parents say, "No, you don't be engineer." So that when the parents say no, that is also the scapegoat because innocently his desire is killed there. So physically, mentally, there are so many kind of scapegoats. So that is the point. I just make a very small there. Even the short chapter, there is I think the 10 page around like 10,000 words are there, but it is in the formula wise I have given there. Formula wise.
Okay. I think that's where we can end. I think there are a lot of themes and subjects to be discussed, but I would encourage people who are interested to check out Desh's Desh's works. So
Okay, thank you very much for giving
Desh,
time, and thank you
thank
very
you.
much for listeners who are okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you again for joining the show.
Okay, bye bye.